So now, we're learning about the letters right now. What happens if you make a mistake? When can you fix? When can't you fix? So we give one example where you could fix. If you remember, we learned around the letter you have to have a parchment, right, around it.
Right.
Right. If two letters are connected, it's a problem. So you have to disconnect them. If you wrote a letter, Chaf, for example, it has a long leg, and you didn't have room on the bottom, so it went all the way to the bottom of the page, right? And there's no, that's it, it went all the way like this, that's it. So around it you have parchment. At that point on the leg you have parchment. No, it's not kosher. So what do? There you could fix.
Scrape it.
Scrape it. Why? Because when I scrape it, the letter is always there. I'm not fixing the letter. I just want to make the parchment appear. So it's not a problem. You understand? I'm not fixing the letter. It's kosher the whole time. It was letter kosher. Just there's no parchment around it. So then if I erase it, the parchment reappears. And the parchment reappears, right? But the letter is still kosher. It was always kosher letter. It just didn't have kavil. But when you have a letter not kosher, that's where a problem starts. So now we're going to learn a new halacha. What's the halacha? Some letters have open and closed letters, if you know, from mem. Right? You have mem, which is closed, and you have mem, which is open at the bottom. You have a little bit opening at the bottom.
In the middle of the word.
Huh?
Mem closed, putting in the last of the word. No?
Right. So the mem which is closed, mem safid, you put in the last letter in the word, and regular mem you put in the beginning of the word or in the middle of the word. Right? What happens if that letter which is open, you closed it? Can I just erase and finish, you know? It's in the middle of the parasha. You wrote the whole tefillin already, that's it, it's done. Just that letter is closed. By accident, the ink spilled over and closed it. You understand? That's a question right now, this halacha yudchet.
So it's allowed?
Oh, here, going right now. Mem ptucha, open mem ptucha, right?
It's in the beginning or in the middle of the word.
Oh, exactly. Shindbar ptichata, that the ptichata, the opening that you had, closed, right? The ink went over and closed it. Vinistama, it's closed. You cannot erase to open it again. Why? Because when you're opening it, you're creating a new letter. And it's automatic letter. You're not writing a letter, you created a letter by erasing. And we said just now, chok tochot you can't do. When you erase and letter appears, it's not kosher. You have to write the letter. So what do? It's not kosher. The whole parchment goes to Geniza. You bury it, finished. Or
You don't scrub it and start from there.
or you erase everything to the middle. When you come to that letter, you don't erase the whole letter. Just the half of that letter you erase, because mem has two letters, right? It's two letters. So whenever you have one letter on like a nun, you have to erase the whole nun. If there's a, I don't know, there's a psul in the letter. But if there's a letter made out of two letters, you just erase that letter, there's a problem, and you fix it up. So I'm going to show you an example right now. I'm showing you an example. Here we go. See, this is a mem. See, this is a mem? Here is a mem here. Right here is a mem. See, it's closed. So it's made out of a chaf and made out of vav, right? So he says, take this vav away, erase it all, and make a new vav. But it cannot be connected over here, you see? Cannot be connected, it has to be open.
Just to create the opening, you can erase one portion, which is vav.
Right, because it's made out of two letters. One letter is made out of two letters, so to erase that letter, there is a problem.
It is made out of two letters, or we review it, or we look at it as a
No, it's made out of two letters. Every letter in the aleph base, not every letter, but most of the letters are made out of two letters. Look at this mem right here, with an opening. You have a chaf and you have a vav here, right? See, you have a chaf left over, so he is adding a vav here.
Is this how Sofer writes when he writes the Sefer or Mezuzah? As two letters, two.
Right,
not
but he has
one,
connect the letter, right? He makes a chaf, and then next to he has a vav. That's
What's the big deal? He erased so much, you're not going to take it out. It's not a big deal for him.
That's not the point.
I understand what you're saying.
When you don't have to erase the chaf.
It has to be like
But
written
you
like two letters.
erased it.
Interesting.
I understand what you say.
It's not easy to erase everything. And then when you do erase, you have to wait until it dries out completely and then erase. Why? Because if it's not dried out, you know what happens? The whole parchment is ruined because the ink goes all over when you're erasing. It's not good. When it dries out, it just falls off.
Can sofer work on two different tefillin at the same time?
How's that possible?
Let's say he had to erase something and let it dry, then for me.
Yeah, why not? As long as it goes in order. Okay. מה תקנתה שיגרור כל החרטום ותישאר כצורת נון? Oh, he says it's not a base, it's a nun, right? I made a mistake. The mem doesn't have a base, a chaf. It's a nun, right? He makes a nun, right? כפופה. ואחר כך יכתוב מה שגרר, and then he adds whatever he erased, which looks like above. Okay. וריש שעשה כמין ד', so now you have a resh, right? It looks like a dalet because by dalet the head is bigger, right? יש להחמיר ולעומת דלא סגי כשיגרור הירך לבד או הגג לבד ויחזור וכתבים כמין רש. שבין הגג ובין הירך נעשו בפיסול, הלקח צריך לגרור שניהם. By resh and dalet it's all one letter, it's not two letters. So there you have to raise the whole letter.
By
So
resh,
he's giving you.
by resh, what?
He's giving you a klalim. If a letter is made out of two letters, you're right to erase whatever the problem, one letter and add one letter again. But if the letter is made out of one letter only, there's no two letters there. You have to erase the whole letter. Okay? יש להחמיר ולעמד ולעושה כשיגרור העיין לבד או הגג לבד ויחזור וכתבן כמין רש משום בין הגג ובין הירן נעשו בפיסול, they're מאוד בפיסול, not kosher. הילקח צריך לגרור שניהם, both you have to erase, the ceiling, the roof you have to erase, and the ירך, that's the leg also you have to erase. והיא נדבקה עוד לעוד בין קודש שתגמר בין אחר שתגמר, פסול. If you have two letters, they are touching each other, it's not kosher. וגרר והפרידה כשר ולא מקרה חוק תוכו מאחר שהעוד עצמה הייתה כתובה כתיקון He said, let me ask you a question. Remember we said that when you erase and the word letter appears, it's not kosher, right? חוק תוכו it's called. But if two letters are connected and I split them up with a knife,
Same thing?
No, you don't.
is it the same thing or not?
It should be
No.
the same.
He says no.
Because it's separate. It was the word that was there already.
He says no, it's not the same thing, he says. Right? קשה ולא מקרה חוק תוכו מאחר שהעוד עצמה הייתה כתובה כתיקונה because it was written like it's supposed to be. The oath was kosher, here oath is kosher, here oath is kosher. Just they're connected a little bit.
Oh,
when I separate it's not a problem. I'm not creating an oath. Oath is already there, it's just connected. Connection does not mean it's not kosher, he says. I mean, it's kosher until you fix it, but it does not make it kosher. ואם נגעו רגליהם הה והקוף בגג יגרור הרגל ויחזור לכתבו ואין צריך לגרור כל העוד כי הגג כדין נכתב. He says like this, you have, for example, you have one leg is not touching, right? You have a, like this, and you have a here is not touching, you have an empty here. You know why it's empty, right? For the trua to go in, to go out. Remember the whole drash over there. Hashem left it open, so if a person wants to trua, you could go into that hay, because the world was created with hay. Right? You remember this? Okay, we spoke about this in the shul. Okay, anyway, so if that, if it's touching like, it's supposed to be open like this, but it's touching like this, can I just erase it over here and now it's not touching? Do we say chok tochot on this also or not? Hey, it's supposed to be like this here.
Right.
This is hey. But now you did it like this by accident. You thought it was chet. You made
It
a...
was the oath, but you can. I don't think that you can do it because it was chet on it.
Oh, listen. Ha-he ve'akuf bagag, right? A second. Let me read it again. V'im nag'u ragle ha-he ve'akuf, this regel, right? They touch, or by the kuf, it's like this, right? And touch like this. but it's not supposed to spell בגג, יגרור הרגל ועזוב יכתבנו, וצריך לגרור כל האות כי הגג כדין נכתב. He says this roof that you made over here like this, and your leg like this, just erase the leg all the way and make a new leg standing like this.
Because it's
and you're okay.
two.
There's two letters also. I don't know why he's repeating it. I thought it would be obvious. אף אם נדבק רק כיסוד 10 ביום שהתינוק יודע שהוא אפילו אפילו אך יצא לגלו כל הרגל דכל שאין צורת העוד עלה כמו שנמסרה למשה מסיני, אין שם עוד עלה וכן וכולו מעני קריאת התינוק. אוקיי. הוא כבר יצא, ולא מעני הפרדה בעלמא, משום דעה לכחוק תוחות. כי אצלתי ארנו, what's the חידוש, ארנו, the חידוש is, but okay. Alright.
No, that's what I mean.
Next הלכה.
Yeah, ставится за пальцы.
אם נגע רגל האלף בגג האלף, או פני האלף בפנים, בגג שתחתיה, פסול. Same thing with the olives, you know, you have the yuds on the leg, one is touching the other, right? One is touching the other, פסול, is possible. ואין תקנה בגרירה, להפרדה דהה וכיחותו, אלא יגלו כל מה שנעשה בפסוק, יעזוב יכתבנו. So you leave the leg, and you raise the yuds, and you make a new yud. You know, on the olive you have a leg like this, and you have a yud coming out, right, like this. So it's touching, like this, the yud. It's not supposed to touch, it's supposed to be like this, the yud, right? So you raise the yuds, and you make a new yud. That's it. Simple. ואין תקנה בגלל להפרד על כיחותו, אלא יגרוק כל מה שנעשה בפסוק יעזוב וכתבנו, so you write. Okay, וכן הדין ביהודי השין והצד והעין והפה אם נגעו בגוף העוד. It's the same thing. Now the Rama is adding other letters. It's also obvious already. Yud does the shin, the tzadik, ve'ain, ve'afe, in the gubi gufa od, yotem wakom dibukam. Also you must erase the yuds, and you add to that leg, which is left over, you add the yuds. Or it's a pay, you add a yud here. Whatever the letter is, you add whatever the yud is. Okay, very good.
Whatever is two letters.
What?
Whatever is made out of two letters.
Right. Oh, here we go. Okay, now down the letters. Now it goes like this. This parak, it happens to be very big, this chapter. It has the 50-something halachot here. We only got to... This chapter has 52, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 52, right, 52 halachot. We're only up to 19. Okay, but this is a very important chapter. בתחילת הכתיבה, יאמר בפיו, אני כותב לשם קדושת תפילין. This is also very important. When a sofer writes, he must say, I'm writing for Kiddushat Tefillin, for the wholeness of Tefillin. Question, you have to say it one time when you write, or every time he's writing, you have to say it.
One time?
And every day, once? Or you're going to write it, I don't know, a whole week. Every day is make it once or not. We'll see.
Because it should be, because if sometime between you write mezuzah, you write, so he has to say it all the time.
Okay, we'll see right now. We'll see right now. אני כותב לשם קדושת תפילין, מלבד זה בכל פעם שכותב אזכרת צלם לומר שכותב לשם קדושת השם. Every time you write God's name, you have to write that you're writing לשם קדושת השם, in the wholeness of Hashem's name. Right? You have to say it every time.
Every time write the word, or every time...
You write God's name. Before you start to write, you say לשם קדושת השם.
Okay, בקונצנטרציה.
No, say it, you have to say בפיו, it says. You could say Yomar Bipiv, it doesn't say thank it. Say it.
Yeah, my question is, for example, he's writing one page, and on that page he will mention Hashem's name
21 times.
10 times.
Yes, say 21 times.
That's what my question was. It's not one time per
No,
writing.
by God's name every time.
Every time before he knows his name of God is coming, he has to say that.
Right, because he knows, because he's looking. ויש אומרים דסגי כשמחשב שכותב אזכרו לשמה להועיל ויוציא בתחילת הכתב בפיו סגי בי האחי. The Ashkenazim hold like Emil just said. You said once the beginning, and then every time you write God's name or whatever name you're writing, you just think about it. ויש אומרים דסגי כשמחשב שכותב אזכרו לשמה להועיל ויוציא בתחילת הכתיבה בפיו סגי בי האחי. Because in the beginning you already said it once.
That relates to Torah, Mezuzah, and Tefillin?
Right.
To all three?
Right. בכל פעם ואם כותב בית אזכרו בלי הפסק די בקדוש אחד. He said if you write two God's name, he says if you write God's name and in the beginning you say L'Shem Kedushat Hashem, right? And there's no hefsek, you didn't go take a tea, you didn't go to the bathroom, you go eat. So the whole thing could be written with one mention of God's name in the beginning. You don't need every time God, because there's no hefsek, you didn't make interruptions. That's how Mishabur adds here. Let's see what he says. Let's see if you alter that.
What does that mean? You didn't make interruptions.
Interruption.
You got up to get coffee or you did something else.
Right.
You got up from the writing.
But you keep writing. Once you keep writing, and there's only one time mentioned.
No, but you were writing, you said Kedushat Hashem,
I
but
think
then
that around
you
if
stopped,
if
you did
put-
something else, you went to get a book or
You have to
something.
come back and say it
When you
again.
yeah.
Before you start or before the word?
Kedushat Tefillin, you have to say one time or one per interruption? You
If
have
there's
to
no
say-
hefsek one time, yeah.
No, but if you have hefsek,
Then you have to
so
say, but
it's
he's
the
saying
same
right
thing.
now.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Oh, but he says something else. No, he doesn't agree with it. I knew there was something wrong here. He said, כל שהתחיל איתו יום לפי אני כותב לשם קדושת תפילין, ובכל פעם שכותב שם השם, see what it says? בכל פעם שכותב שם השם יומה בפיו, אני כותב לשם קדושת שם השם, ואם לא כתב לשם קדושת תפילין, או שלא כתב אז כותב לשם קדושת השם, פסול. You did not write the name of God, and you did not pronounce that you do it for לשם קדושת שם השם, it's puzzle.
הרב עובדיה said.
Do you see how many psulim tefillin could have? It's unbelievable.
הרב עובדיה said it. Not
What?
Ashkenaz. It's הרב עובדיה said.
No, he says it.
He said, but הרב.
No, he says, but he's adding here, the Mishabura said if you say one time it's good, if there's no hefsek. He says every time you have to say it. That's the mahloket between the two rabbis. Okay?
You can rely on the other one.
You can
Look
buy,
what it says
you
here.
can pay $5,000 for tefillin if he didn't say it's worth nothing.
You know, I feel like I want to go back to Israel and come to give him more, twice more.
I have to know what he's doing, huh?
Sit next to him when you're writing it.
Yes.
But some people do this, sit next to Arabic. Some people
No,
sit.
you're not a mashgiach.
Like let's say if you want to flip,
So this is the reason I said that you have to know from who you're buying.
That's not from me buying, that's it. אבל אם להוציא בשפתה קודם כתיבה שכותב לשם קדושת תפילין ובשעת כתיבה שם השם להוציא בשפתה אלא רק חשב בלבו שכותב לשם קדושת השם יש מקרים בדיעבד. He says that if in the beginning of the writing of the tefillin there was no hefsek, right? You say לשם קדושת תפילין, you start writing. And when you got to the name of God, you were just thinking the name of God. Right? He says בדיעבד, if it was already done, we're not going to make you, he says pasul. He says there are some people that hold it's kasher, so you know what? Okay, it's kosher. Since it's machloket, we don't want to overdo it. You had machshava, you were thinking about it. Okay, so it's also good, he says. But of course, like we said, lechatchila, you have to do each name of Hashem. Okay. אולם אם כתב הזכרו אף בלא מחשבה שכותב לשם קדושת השם, אפילו הוציא בסרטה בתחילה הכתיבה שכותב לשם קדושת תפילין, אין אדם מועד אפילו בדיעבד. If you were not thinking, he says, forget it. It's possible. אפילו בדיעבד it's possible. Okay.
you have to be out of this world.
Right. ויש להכיר בדיעבד כשבא לנמנם, לא יכתוב, דהיינו כותב, אז בכוונה. If a person is already half asleep, he says, don't write, because you're not writing with kavana. Okay. Time? Oh, that's it, okay. Alright, I'm going to start this next week. It's something new already.
So.
Very good, okay.